Hello.
My name is Jeff Pond.
I'm Andrea Talton.
And I'm Matt Bocchino.
We wrote our paper on IT disaster and business continuity for management of IT technology.
We chose this topic because of our various backgrounds. We understood how important IT was in general in business, and also especially disaster recovery and business continuity. Because we live in Florida, there's a potential for many natural disasters such as flooding, hurricanes, and also humongous man-made disasters such as Miami.
Please enjoy our video.
The sports. Sheriff over Stunner. Yeah, I'll say. Hey, Jeff, isn't it too bad the Jags are going to have Matt Jones next year to snort the 50-yard line for him?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, Andrea, how was the conference?
It was actually really good.
A conference?
Yeah.
Why did you get to go and I didn't get to go? No one told me about it.
Yeah, that's because you're the owner's son. We only keep you around for jokes.
Oh, that's funny. I'll show you jokes.
Yeah.
So
What?
What was the conference about?
It was actually on disaster recovery and business continuity, and it was really interesting because it talks about how your business can survive, but I really don't know what we need to do.
Disaster recovery is about dealing with your business after you've had a natural disaster come through.
What, natural disasters like the plague, like locusts, like the Jaguar season?
No, Matt. Natural disasters such as tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, fires, or they're also man-made disasters such as arson, hackers, terrorism, or the fact that you got your job here just because your dad owns the company.
I'll put you out in the street in 2 weeks. I'll tell my dad that I caught you stealing paper clips out of the supply cabinet.
Do you know what it's like to live in a refrigerator box in an alley, Jeff? Because you're going to find out.
Okay, that's all well and good, but how is our company going to survive if we have to deal with a disaster?
Well, we actually have a business continuity plan for disaster recovery.
Whoa.
Well, tell me about what you learned at the conference, or if you got any questions about anything that you heard about.
Okay, well, one of the things that they kept talking about was the fact that if a company loses computing power for even a few hours, that can mean millions of dollars. And we simply can't afford that. We're a small company, and this guy spends every dime he can get his hands on.
Funny, Andrea.
Well, funny you should mention that. Backup systems are usually already set up locally on computer systems where they have emergency power, either generators or battery backup, to enable you time to be able to shut down the servers without the loss of data.
Yeah, that would be good.
And it also allows you to maintain operations, such as having a generator. You're still able to run your system for several hours. It just kind of depends on how the individual business is set up.
Okay, but what if something happened to our physical office and we couldn't get to the stuff in here? What do we do with all of our information?
Well, all of our information currently here is backed up daily and weekly and monthly on different backup tapes. The tapes are then taken off-site, so in case something did happen here, that our data would be able to retrieve it from the stored location where the tapes are at.
Okay, so worst case scenario, we might lose a day or a couple hours of data before we backed it up.
Well, it just kind of depends on the setup. Our setup, we're using tape backed up. There are other systems out there where they are mirrored sites, where the other location basically gets written to immediately after data is written to our site. There are other ones where we can send the tapes to an off-site location to where they would have the same system, so we could pull up our data and restore things there. So there are many different systems already in place to be able to bring the systems back.
Okay. They did mention this one thing. It was like a VPN or something.
VPN means Virtual Private Network. It's a way of tunneling. A lot of users are doing that from home, which in the case of a disaster recovery situation, if we have users at home and they have computer access, or if they're traveling, they can use VPN tunnel to connect to the servers that have our data on it to allow them to continue to work. Those data systems would be at an alternate location.
So, Mr. Pond, in your little spiel there, your little IT jibbery jab, whatever you just said. You mentioned tapes. You ever heard of Mozy? You ever heard of a place like that? How come you didn't mention that?
Yes, Mozy is an online backup site where a lot of companies who don't have a lot of money to invest into IT, they can back their files up to their servers, which is an off-site location. So in case of a disaster, they're able to go to that company to retrieve them.
I thought by my tone of voice that I just gave you, you would understand that I already know what Mozy is. My question to you is, Lieutenant Pond, if I visit certain websites of ill repute...
Oh, really?
Shut up, Andrea. If I ever visit those websites, will it save them for after a disaster? So I can visit those websites again and...
We don't need to know this much information about your personal life, okay?
I told you I'd put you on the street.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, thank you. That's all I
Oh,
need.
good. So I have grounds to fire him in the case of disaster.
You can't fire me. My dad owns this company. You know that. You better zip it. I'll come at you like a spider monkey.
Well, in regards to backing up the data like that, our financial systems really need to be backed up. They're a lot more important than your personal exploits there. We need to also be able to test these things, in which testing can be done in a virtual environment where you have a closed network system. It can also be done by your IT system going off-site, IT staff going off-site, testing the backup, and seeing how things work.
Like testing makeup on a pig.
Yeah, testing is a really good idea, but we're testing on the stuff that we know. And we can test on the stuff that we know we don't know. But what about the stuff that we don't know? I mean, there are these unknown unknowns out there, and we have no clue how to react to them.
That is the clearest thing you've said all night, Andrea.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, it's good that you should mention that. That's why we come up with a plan, so that we have a working document of something to follow. You can't ever cover absolutely everything that is out there, because whatever you plan for, that's the one thing that usually goes wrong. So we do the best that we can, and that is the justification for the testing.
That sounds great, but that also sounds really expensive. But here's what I think we should do. You're in IT, and I'm in finance. And I know both of our managers have been talking about this for a while. So why don't we get together and go through this continuity plan and make sure we have everything we need and we price it out. Then we can take the full and complete plan up to our managers and tell them that this is what we need to do for the company.
That sounds like a great idea.
Well, you guys, I'm just baffled by your stunning brilliance right now. But I'm going to go clear out the hard drive, compose an email to the boss, take a stack memory dump. Lieutenant, Andrea.
Let's go over our business continuity plan.
Okay,
Here's the plan. This is our laptop that we keep most of our secure data on.
great.
The plan shows, first off, we cover fires,
Okay.
then we have floods,
Yeah.
and we have terrorist attacks,
Okay.
and then we have monkey attacks.
I have no idea what this is about. They didn't cover monkey attacks.
Hey!
Did you hear that?
Monkey attack. Step 1, secure your data. Step 2, stand up. Step 3, run.
Every company should have a business continuity plan for disaster recovery.
And don't forget to test.
Thank you, and have a spectacular evening. IT continuity and disaster recovery is actually a very important part of business. Does that matter?
Or hackers hacking into the system. Or there is another one such as, I got to start over.
It's not.
We decided that every company needs to have a disaster recovery plan because of all the disasters and never mind.
Yeah.
Cut. I had it.